Experience quiz engine. But first, Bev, what is Pathfinder Bible Experience for those who maybe got here somehow and don't know?
Well, Pathfinder Bible Experience is an opportunity for our Pathfinder young people each year to focus on one book or several books that are related and study that for a whole year, getting to understand it and then having an opportunity to answer questions on it at both, well, at area, conference, union, and division events.
Yeah, and you
They work with a team.
That's right. They work with a team of what, six Pathfinders
and a coach,
right? And you and I are here having this conversation today because you're the Pathfinder Bible Experience coordinator for Upper Columbia Conference.
That's
right?
correct.
Right. So, what do we need to talk about today? We have some exciting things to share with you, and you lead the charge here. We're going to talk about a new quiz engine site online.
Yes, we wanted to develop a quiz engine site that would have some longevity in it. It wouldn't be with just one person being able to manage this site. Have it be where all the coaches and team members could contribute, and that as time goes on and if I retire from this position, someone else can take over and a new one doesn't need to be developed.
Okay.
So that's why we've
So the new site, anybody can add a question or a lot of questions, hopefully, so it's not just one person.
That's correct. We have a limited access. First, you'll need to get into it and get your passwords to be able to be there. But then, because we would just want people to understand how PBE works, so they're putting the right kind of questions on and stuff, and then anyone can add them and coaches will be able to review them and make sure they're accurate.
Okay, so if you're a Pathfinder, part of a PBE team, or a coach, this is for you. And so we're just kind of walk you through the site. So where do we go if we're going to find the site? How do we get to it, Bev, and what do we need to know to get there?
Well, it's hosted by our Upper Columbia Conference site, so you'll want to type into your browser PBE. pbe.uccsda.org.
Okay. And when we get there, I've already got it there. It says welcome, which is kind of friendly and nice. So now it's asking for an access code. How do I log in?
Well, if you haven't gotten an access code yet and you've shown up to this thing, you're going to need to click on that About tab up there.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to tell you how you're going to get access.
Okay.
So it's going to, if you want to know about Pathfinders and Upper Columbia Conference, you can click on those, but you're going to need to send me an email. And this tells you what you're going to need to send me information about. I need to know your club's name, your coach's name, the coach's email address, obvious, so I can communicate with her. And then we're going to enter either the club's website or Facebook page or the one that belongs to the church that's sponsoring.
Okay. Now, do we want the coach to be the first one to come here and sign in, not a team member?
Yes, we really need, if it's a Pathfinder looking at this, let your coach know, your Pathfinder club director, either one of those, and they can get in contact with me.
Okay. All right. So once they've taken care of that, the coach has made contact with you, you've put them into the system as a team. Then they come here and they're going to have an access number, right? And I've got my magic access number right here.
Well, you're going to do the Pathfinder.
Okay. So I'm just going to enter that. So if you're entering your access number, here it is.
It is case sensitive.
And wait, that's...
You're doing that one.
I want to do that. Okay, I'm doing the wrong... So let me just do this here. Okay, so I put in my super secret code and I click login and it says welcome back, POV1. So I'm feeling pretty special because I'm number one here. All right.
Yes, I used POV because that was the team that I coached for many years. I'm not coaching them this year, but anyway. Okay, so as a Pathfinder, you go on there, you're ready to start studying. What are you going to want to do? Well, you're going to want to click on the Quiz Me because that's where you're going to go and start your quiz.
Okay, so I'm going to click the Quiz Me button.
Yes, okay, but your quiz can be very personalized to you and what you've been studying this year. So first thing you want to do is go to the section where you're going to choose what you've been studying. Click on the top blank right here.
Yeah.
And
let's we'll drop down.
Yeah, we're going to go with, why don't we go with Daniel chapter 12 today.
Daniel 12. All right, so I'm scrolling down to Daniel 12. I'm clicking it.
Okay, so
and then
now we're going to choose our next part. I don't think the Pathfinders want to watch us take a real big quiz today, so why don't we
No.
put in our maximum number of questions as 2.
Okay, we're going.
You can just type the number 2. And
There we
then
go.
for our points, let's put,
100.
sure. Sure. I don't think we'll get that many, but
Lots
let's
of
go into
points.
this. Now, the maximum number of questions you can ask for at any given time is 500. But most people
I
aren't
could
going to
do
want to do that at this.
I could do a 500 question quiz.
You'd probably be doing that on more than just Daniel 12.
Yeah.
Okay, this time, for demonstration purposes, at this next point, you can choose if you want question and answers, fill in the blanks, or both. Let's go ahead and put both. I don't know if the quiz engine will give us both or not. And then your next option is if you're doing fill in the blank, the percent of blanks you want in there. And since I have not been studying this real hard, let's put 10% there. That would be, I think, plenty.
Okay.
And if you highlight it, you can just type in your number.
Or you can use those little arrows and keep clicking away.
And then you can decide what order you want the questions in. Do you want them all in order or in random order? And for us, I think we'll go with sequential today.
Okay.
That'll be a
Make
little
this
bit easier.
As easy as possible. All right.
So now we'll start our quiz and see what we can do today. And I'm going to have our Bible open to Daniel 12 to help us out.
Okay.
And if that's the way you need to study, that's okay.
All right. And so we're hitting the start quiz button right there.
That's correct.
And you can see this all right here. You can watch me do it all. And what Bible are we using? We need to make sure everybody knows.
Everything for the PBE comes from the New King James Version. You can use that with the Pathfinder Bible is New King James. And most other New King James versions are correct, but there are a couple differences. So if you're using another New King James, there may be some discrepancies. So you want to talk with your coach before you do that.
All right. So Pathfinder Bible, you're always safe with the New King James there in the Pathfinder Bible. And that does matter because these questions are come down to just one word. And if you learn it from a different translation, you might be right in that translation, but get it wrong in the quiz. So.
That's correct.
Okay, so I'm going to click Start, and there it is.
Okay, so our first question is a fill in the blank from Daniel 12:1. And what you're going to do is you're going to type in the words that you think belong there. And so
I want the cap. There we go.
it
So
actually won't matter.
It won't matter. It doesn't care.
Spelling, you're going to end up being the one grading it, not the quiz
okay.
site. So at that time, Michael shall stand up, the great prince who stands watch over the sons of your people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to...
Now, I don't actually know that word. So.
Okay, do you want to guess at it, or do you want me to give you one?
Oh, since we're doing this on video, why don't you just tell me and we'll let them see how we do it.
Okay, sons of your people.
Even to
that time.
that time. Okay. Oh, I got to click on the line
Yes.
here. That time. And at that time, your people shall be delivered. Blank one who is...
Everyone. But you know, we
Everyone.
could do one wrong so we can show them what to do if we get
Okay.
it wrong.
Let's put someone one who is written.
Okay. Written in the book. Yeah.
Found written in the book.
Okay.
There we go.
So now we have those. So let's see the answer. Click on the show answer, and it gives you the words that we want there. The words are at, that, every, and found. Okay, so
Nice.
we didn't get them all correct, so we don't want to click the correct answer.
Okay.
But we got 3 of the 4 right, so go to the points earned and put 3.
Okay.
Okay, now click on next question. Now, if you look at the top here, I didn't have us talk about this, but it tells you what number question you're on for that particular quiz.
Okay, so right here.
Yes, and then it tells you how many points are possible for this question. Like our last one, I didn't read it, but it said 4 points possible. This says 1 point possible, so we know there's only going to be one answer. That's important to know because some questions don't say, give me 4 answers, but
Okay.
you might have 4. Okay, the next thing there tells you how many points you've earned of how many possible so far on this quiz and a percent.
We're 75%.
And now, oh, we got another fill in the blank one. We didn't get a
know.
question. Okay,
We got the hard ones.
so
And many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, some to shame, and
everlasting contempt.
everlasting contempt.
So let's go ahead and
Okay.
put that in and get it correct.
All right, and then we hit show the answer.
That's correct. And you see that where they have the answer there is the same as what you put, so put a check mark in correct answer.
Woo!
Okay, and now since
tally
we're
points.
finished, we can tally the points.
That gives us, all right.
And it tells us that we've earned 4 out of 5. We've gotten 80% on this quiz. Now scroll down on the page and I'll show you. We have the option at this point of saving the answers so it will remember them. Because if you got the questions correct, you may not want to spend so much time reviewing those questions.
Okay.
But let's click on End Quiz instead.
Okay, so hold on a second. So if I save these answers, if I'm planning to come back to the quiz engine and keep studying, the quiz engine is actually intelligent so that it won't show me those questions again and I can learn new ones. Is that, if I
that
get it
will
right?
that will be in the when we set up the quiz option.
Okay.
We'll go back and look
Okay,
at that so you
all
can
right.
see how that is. But let's hit End Quiz this time.
Okay, here we go.
Because if you push End Quiz and you have not saved your answers, it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to do that?
Right.
I'm sure this time I want to do that, but so now if you have that option for setting up another quiz, scroll down and see where that part is. See at the very bottom.
Don't see questions answered correctly in the past.
So you would have to actually put a
Okay.
check mark in that box for a
right.
future quiz.
Okay.
So that's how you'll be able to take quizzes. And if you have it select both kinds of questions, obviously you might get all fill in the blank this
Yeah,
time. But
that's pretty slick.
okay. So that's how a quiz works.
So here's something that you're going to want to know. One of the things that's really cool, it's been designed into this quiz engine, is that if you build a quiz and you would like to take it with you on a mobile device, phone or tablet, you can actually download that to your device. Up to 500 questions, so an entire quiz, you can download to your mobile device, take the questions, practice on the go in the car, but don't exit the quiz until you're back online connected to the internet. So you can even be offline practicing on a mobile device, but don't close out the quiz until you're back online, otherwise it won't save your questions and
That's
you miss
correct.
out on that intelligent part of the quiz engine.
Yes.
Is that
Or
right?
if it got closed out before you were finished with your quiz, you wouldn't be able to go back and finish taking it.
Okay.
So, but that is a neat option for this on-the-go
Yeah.
generation.
So you could actually, and if I'm understanding this right, it looks like what you would do then is you would actually open up the quiz engine on your mobile device when you have internet and set up the quiz. So go through all these parameters we just did, and then you keep it open on your mobile device, and you can be practicing even when you lose internet connection.
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so now you know how to take a quiz. Well, one of the other things we want you as Pathfinders and coaches to be able to do is to create questions for the site.
You bet.
You know, studying is reading the word, going over and over with it. Also, when you formulate questions, it actually helps you remember what you created questions. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to create questions. So you're going to want to go back or go to the home page.
Go to the home page. Here we go. We're going to the home page.
Okay, and you're going to click on questions because that's what we're going to do. And we want to add a question. So why don't we go ahead and click on the Add Question tab.
Okay.
Now, what kind of questions shall we add? There's different kinds of questions to add. You'll see options there. But for our very first question on how you do it, we're going to add a Bible question.
Okay.
So we want to be sure it's highlighted there by Bible. And this is going to be just a question. It's not going to be a fill-in-the-blanks type, so we'll leave those others blank.
Okay.
Now, if you'll go down to that line below question, click on that space.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's do a question from Daniel chapter 6, verse 1. And this is when we have the story with Darius being taking control of the kingdom. And it says, it pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 satraps. So let's put the question in, how many satraps did Darius set over the kingdom?
Oop. Okay.
Okay, so when you're going to, all you need to do is press the tab key and it'll go to the answer slot.
Ooh.
Okay, so our answer is, well, in the Bible, it is written in word form, so I like to go ahead and type it in, 120 satraps. But then in parentheses, I'll also write the number 120, because when you're taking the PBE quiz, in your area or conference or union, your graders are going to give you credit either way, and since it's important to write it quickly, you can write it in the number. So this means anyone that takes this quiz in the future will know that either answer is correct. Now, if you tab down to the points section, the default is for 1 point. This is only going to be, you get 1 point for each answer. You don't just randomly assign, oh, I want this to be worth 5 points. So there's one answer, so we're going to leave that at 1 point.
Okay.
Now you can press the tab, or you can click on the next section. If you enter, you can either click on Daniel or enter the first letter of the book that we're choosing this from.
Okay.
If you just type that and then press enter. Now we can't use the tabs function. This next one you literally have to go and click. You can type in the number you want, or you can scroll down. It's from chapter 6, so we want 6. Go click on the next one and choose verse 1, because this is the source of our question, the reference. Now, sometimes when we do a question, it actually is coming out of several verses. We are finished now if this was just from one verse, and we are. But if it came from several verses, you'd have the option of clicking on the end reference.
Interesting.
The reason why this is because all the questions, when they are in the PBE format, in the quizzes they take at the official sites, they're going to all start out according to, like this would say, according to Daniel 6, verse 1.
Right.
Well, you don't have to type that every time you enter a question. The quiz engine will auto-generate that for you.
Okay.
So that's why the quiz engine has to know if you have a start and an end reference. But we don't have an end reference, so you can either click on the save button or press enter, and it will save your question. Okay.
There we go.
So we have now entered a question from the Bible. The next one we want to do is create a Bible commentary question. So if you'll click over, we're going to do add question, and then click on Bible commentary. And to save time, we're going to go ahead and make this be a fill-in-the-blank question also. Now, the Bible commentary questions come from the Seventh-day Adventist Bible Commentary. We have two, both Volume 3 and Volume 4 included this year, since we have 2 books, Esther and Daniel.
Right.
So we're going to open here to Bible commentary. And since we're doing a fill-in-the-blank question, we aren't creating the blanks. The quiz engine, remember, is going to randomly assign blanks for the percent that the quiz taker has asked for. So we want to be sure we type this in exactly as it appears in the commentary. So we're going to just create a question using the very first sentence in the theme section of the introduction to Daniel. So it says the book of Daniel.
So my that's not the...
That's what you're going to type for your question.
Okay.
You don't have to put theme, just type in what it says here. The book of Daniel might appropriately be called a handbook on history and prophecy. Oh, you have gotten...
Oh, I got all kinds of typos.
And you don't need to be all caps.
Let me get it off here. Okay, I thought that was the quiz engine doing that. Never want to type on screen. Okay. Handbook
on history and prophecy.
Okay.
Okay.
Boom.
Now, obviously, you don't need to type in an answer because it's going to be random depending on what someone does, but we need to put a reference. So for the commentary reference, again, you're going to select a book. So you can select Daniel. And our page number for this is just from one page, and so we're going to enter 750.
750.
And we don't have an end page because it's just the one, and we can click save. So we now have shown you how to enter a Bible question, a fill-in-the-blank question, but there's one other kind of question I want to show you, and that is if you're wanting to do a fill-in-the-blank question, but you want to choose the fill-in-the-blanks. You don't want this to be a random one. So if we go back to create question, we are going to enter it as if it's a regular question. We're not going to click fill-in-the-blank. And let's just do one from, let's use the same sentence we just did. So we'll be Bible commentary. You'll want to click Bible commentary.
Switching here.
Okay, and so we're going to make our own blanks. So we're going to say the book of Daniel. might appropriately be called. Okay, now use your underscore key and make a blank. Oh no, we want to do on first. Oh no, right.
Maybe
Type A and then make a blank for handbook
Okay.
using your underscore key. Okay, now make a space and type on.
History.
And well, you can leave history and
Oh.
prophecy as blanks. We'll make this be a 3-pointer. And then you'll type the word and then another blank.
Okay.
Okay, now you're going to have to answer this one since we're selecting the blank. So your 3 words are going to be handbook, history, and prophecy. You can put a comma or a semicolon, whatever you want between them. Okay, now we'll go down and how many points is this one going to be worth?
3.
Yep, so let's make that be a 3. Okay.
And we said Daniel.
And again, it's on page 750.
750. Okay.
Okay, so you can either enter or click save. So that's the 3 types of questions that I think people would want to enter.
Wow. Okay.
So that is all that a Pathfinder needs to know for how to use this site. It's not that difficult, is it?
All right. So coaches and Pathfinders, that gives you your initial tour of the new quiz engine. Coaches, there will be a second video. So look, probably right underneath this one, there'll be a second video for you on some special features just for coaches. Want to make sure you get that. But Pathfinders, this gives you everything you need to know. So once you've got your account number, your ID, password from your coach, you're ready to go.
Remember, we're all winners when we study God's Word.
That's right.